welcome to the Silent Podcast, the place for everything but silent. I'm your host, Isaiah, back with the Isaiah and Nicole show. I'm here with my amazing co-host, as usual, Nicole. Nicole, how are you doing today?
Doing amazing. Another beautiful day. April showers. Those showers were showering in April. And now that it's May, bring on the flowers, bring on the beauty. I'm ready to get into it.
All right, and then we have second time we've ever had a guest on this podcast. We
Woo.
bring one of our own family members here, Naomi Calhoun. Naomi, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm ready for the drama. I've got my popcorn. I'm ready to make some mess happen in whatever way I can
Period.
facilitate. So I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Naomi is
Awesome.
anything but silent. Historically.
I think that's just a thing in life, though, you know?
That's
Wait,
awesome.
I love having Naomi because she's like an IRL friend. Like she's met my family. She came to my graduation party. We actually just
Really?
got invited to a joint birthday party, and we went to the same party last year. And I knew that the party was in the same neighborhood where my ex-boyfriend lived. So Naomi walked with me 1 block out of the way down a different avenue to get to this bar, only to see my ex-boyfriend at the bar we ended up going to.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can do that for me again this year because I'm
I will
scared.
say I don't think I played good defense because Nicole was like, "Is my ex here?" And I was like, "No." And then turns out I don't know what her ex looks like because he was. And I was like, "Oh, whoops." He was just in my head. I had like a different vision of him, I guess. And then it was like, "No, that's him." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no, and our good friend Brian Cohen, he's so tall, like he's sneaky tall. And I was like, can you just be my shield and Naomi can go in front and I'll just have my head down? Yeah, hopefully we don't have to repeat that, but we are going to the same exact bar the party was at last year. So
Oy
the
vey.
odds are not zero.
I mean, how did that interaction go? Did you guys talk or like
Oh no, I
no?
got the hell out
No, we
of
played
there. I was
defense.
like, I'm not dealing with this
Mm-mm.
tonight. I
It
was
was
there to
straight
celebrate, not
defense.
to live in fear.
Yeah.
What was the potential interaction going to be like?
It
A
would
good
have
one
been
or a
me
bad
beating his
one?
ass. I don't know. Like if he tried to talk to her, I was ready. Like I was on guard. I was like, if he says anything to Nicole, I'm gonna say sorry. We don't know you. Goodbye. You
That's
know.
Pablo
crazy.
and Glace.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Naomi, as our guest for this episode, so let us know what's been going on in your life, Naomi. What's been going on?
Ugh, I've just had such a busy work. I have no work-life balance.
Mhm.
I have work, and then I have. I just have like so much going on at work. It's kind of chaotic, and I'm trying my best. Been in meetings all day, and I'm just like a media mogul now, and it's really hard to keep up with all the things I have to do.
Frankie Grande found dead. Cause of
Oh
death,
my
Naomi Calhoun.
I'm a woman on the
Oh my
go.
god.
You know what I mean?
No, Media Mogul. You invented Media Mogul.
I did. Yeah, I
What
don't know.
does it
I'm
mean
just
to
so
be a
busy.
media mogul? Like, what do you have to do?
So you got to be running. Here's, I think, the baseline for being a media mogul. You got to be
Okay.
running multiple Instagram accounts, whatever
Okay.
it is. Whether it's your Finsta and your Insta, whether it's like a fake live reality game that you're running, and also you have your main on the side, and then you have Finsta. You got to be hustling. Maybe more than one Twitter. I mean, Isaiah, we have the Silent Podcast Twitter going
Mm-hmm.
on, but you just have to be running more than one social media account on the same platform because you got to
Mm.
be switching back and forth and liking your own posts, like retweeting your own posts.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's a
important.
lot of work. I feel
Mhm.
you. It's definitely a tedious task for sure.
Oh
Nicole,
yeah.
do you agree with that?
No, totally. But does this mean I was a media mogul when I was 14 running a YouTube channel all about RuPaul's Drag Race while
Yes,
having my own Twitter? That I was
Yeah.
more of a media mogul then than now. And fun fact, I am a Wowie Award nominee.
that's
What is a
bananas.
Wowie award?
The production company that runs RuPaul's Drag Race, they're called World of Wonder, so they give out awards at the end of the year. I think they did it out of pity because like I was tagging them in all my videos, a little creepy stalker much, but
Mm-hmm.
I did lose. I lost. But Tyler Oakley was in the same category and he also lost, so I think we all won that day.
Wow, what are you
Oh
on, The
my
Amazing Race or something? You and Tyler Oakley both losing?
god.
Okay, this is a great topic. Isaiah, I'm sure you have something. Is that what online fandom were you in when you were like 14, 15? What were you running in your teens? Because I know what mine is, and I'm wondering what yours was, Isaiah.
trying to think. I've been in a lot of communities. I'm gonna assume, what grade is 14, 15? What year is that?
You're in high school ish.
No,
You have stubble.
Yeah, high
no
school.
way. Okay.
Yes.
I might have been, if not Pokemon,
Ooh.
then video game like Super Smash Brothers, one or the
Mhm.
other.
And what were
Yeah.
you doing? Were you making YouTube videos? Were you posting on a different site?
Yeah, I mean, if you scroll deep enough, like if you're really that committed, if you go on this channel, you'll find all my old videos.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
Oh,
I've
I've
been
wow.
seen them.
instructed to
Yeah.
delete all of them, but like they got a lot of views on them, so I haven't done it. But
Sort by earliest
Yeah.
upload.
There you go.
don't do that.
Reverse uploads.
Okay. Also, as a media mogul, like I love this picture of Naomi.
Oh,
Wait,
Um,
when is this from? Not Naomi. With,
if you
is
want to
that a
talk
Seth
about like
Meyers?
the most major beef of my life, yeah. Well, okay, so not the Seth Meyers. Love Seth Meyers. We stand with the WGA, me and Seth Meyers. But yeah, so there was. This is like such a funny like story to just start off on. It ties back to so many things. But Nicole, this is how I met Mark Levy. Is this thing called the Chris Gethard Show?
Okay,
And
I'm familiar.
right, I was into it when I was in high school. I got really into it because my first obsession was college humor. You know, the like
Classic.
right. I was
Yeah.
super obsessed with college humor, and a couple of the college humor guys were doing a lot of comedy in New York, and they got into this like very obscure comedy show that was on public access. So it was on Wednesday nights at 11. I wasn't watching Survivor. I was
Oh.
watching this, and
Oh
basically it's like it's niche comedy. It was very niche comedy, and I was super into it. And there was a Tumblr community, there was a Twitter community, and eventually it got picked up from public access TV to regular TV, and there are 3 seasons on Fusion. What Fusion? What's the network that Impractical Jokers are on?
Oh,
True TV?
True
True
TV. True
TV.
TV.
Yeah.
Is it really true?
No.
Is it true? Are
Nah.
It's missing an
jokers
E.
funny?
It's missing an E.
It's only Sal. So this photo is from an episode. I believe it's called like the Staying Awake for 72 Hours, something about staying up late, where Seth Meyers was a guest, and I'm just I went to all these audience tapings. I mean, this show is like how I met my best friend, my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend. Like a
The
lot
lore.
of
Oh my
long-term
God.
friendships came from this one community of people, and in the end, this is the drama of my life. I don't know if I've ever actually told you this before, Nicole.
New Naomi lore unlocking right now.
That during this show, the first season, which I think this photo is from, my ex-boyfriend and my 2 roommates worked on the show. They were unpaid interns. And then I had a paid internship, so I didn't do the internship. And then the next season I applied to be an intern because I really wanted to work in TV. I was going to college to work in TV. I was trying to get my start, and they turned me down, and they said, no, we're sorry, you're too close to the show. We had some issues. And listen, they did have some issues with like boundaries of hiring your friends to be interns, which is understandable. But they said no. And I said, okay, that hurts my feelings. And a couple of people went to bat for me who I'd worked for, like people I'd PA'd for that work on the show. They said, you're making a mistake. You should hire Naomi. Like, it's literally what she wants to do. And they said, no. And then somebody else that I was friends with who was also got turned down for being too close to the show got hired anyways. And I was like, that's it. I'm done. That hurt my feelings way too much.
That's crazy.
It was
Period.
crazy.
Walk away.
Exactly. and like kudos to him. He found the right way to hustle to get himself in there, and he's a really wonderful guy. But I was like, this hurts my feelings so badly. Like the thing I love is ruined. And so I feel like it's not totally comparable. But like if you went on Survivor and like did poorly, you'd be like, well, I don't really want to talk about the show right now. And that's where I went. But the host of the show, Chris Gethard, didn't realize that this had happened. And then at the end of I wasn't around for season 2 as much, and then season 3 I was totally out. And Gethard was like, Naomi, where did you go? And I was like, well, this happened. And he's like, well, why didn't you ask me to get you an internship? And I was like, why would I
ask you?
Why would I ask the host of the show to get me an internship? Like that's not how you operate. But also like that didn't feel right. And I also thought he kind of knew. So I also grew out of the show. I think that the show is fun, but I also think that it was one of those instances where a show wants to rely really heavily on the diversity of its supporting cast, but doesn't want to change what's going on in its main cast. to actually have like diverse efforts. You know what I mean? Where people are like when people have TV shows where like the main cast is white and they're like, but look at all these diverse supporting actors, and you're like, okay, well, like, but the main cast is white, and like everybody who's getting awards and nominations, they're all white. Like, this is like your show is not as diverse as you want it to be. And I was growing up and I just wasn't into it. And then the show got canceled.
Ooh.
And I tweeted that I was glad it got. I was sad for my friends who lost their jobs, but I was glad it got canceled because it meant I could kind of let go. And then Gethard jumped into my mentions. And I was like, what? It was this whole saga of like, he jumped into my mentions to be like, I can't believe you would punch the show while it was down. I can't believe you would say this. And I was like, well, first of all, like, he said, I called you when I found out about the internship thing. I was like, you didn't call me, you texted me. And second of all, like, it doesn't matter because I'm also like allowed to move on from the show. And there was a group of us, some of my best friends, who were all teenagers when we started being fans of the show. And we had like a joke podcast about the show because there was
so much lore here. Oh my
Nicole,
god.
I'm not kidding. It's so deep. But the joke podcast, because they had like a recap podcast, right? And then we had started a joke podcast as a bit about being teens who were fans of the show. And then we all got older and we all got not into the show. And particularly one of my friends, who you know, Nicole, Andres, a little bit, like he didn't like the way the fans treated him. I think specifically the antagonistic sort of like, haha, I'm poking fun at you, Gethard, you're poking fun at me. The fans, I think, took it too far. And I think that they, in particular, did not really understand the vibes of picking on a young brown boy while you're like all these like, New York white comedian fans of whatever. And he sort of we all got fed up with the show in separate ways. And Gethard was like desperately trying to get us to like fall back in love with the show, and like he wanted Andres to be like the last caller, and Andres like, no, I don't do that anymore. And it was so messy. But the messiest part of this all is one bitch who, like, a person I thought was a friend, who like tweeted like, they're just gloating while you're they're trying to punch you while you're down, they're just gloating, like, don't listen to them. And I added her and I was like, how could you say this about me? I know you know how I feel. And like, she never responded. I've never spoken to her since. Fuck her. And all of this mess is just to say that it was so funny because Matt Scott tagged me in a thing that was like, I love the show Beautiful Anonymous by Chris Gethard. I know Naomi and Mark love it. And I was like, I just DM Matt and be like, Matt, you can
pull him into the DMs, be like, hey, pull over, flash the lights.
If you want to get clout with Gethard, that's totally fine. Like, he has lots of fans and people support him, but like, girl, don't mention my name. You're not gonna get anywhere if you mention me.
Man.
That's like when you hear the name of the cult leader and you're like, you had a vision.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe I explained all that, but it's good. It's fine because I got a boyfriend out of it. So I got 2 boyfriends out of it, but only one of them was still with me. So
only one was.
You got Mark. You got Mark. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I got Mark Levy.
But we would have crossed paths with Mark anyways. That's the thing. Is like the New York Survivor community, low key, really small. Like I meet people and I'm like, oh, I've seen you on Facebook. Like, oh, you played this LRG with all these people that I know. Like, we might as well be friends. I know like 3 people you hooked up with. So
right. I kind of can't take that though. Like, I'm sick of people in my DMs kind of saying like, oh, would you want to play this org? Or, oh, like, hey, like, you know, when it's like, hey, besties, we see you're a woman in STEM. We see you're a woman who likes Survivor. Do you want to come play our LRG? And I'm like, please leave me alone. Like, please, I can't do this.
I
can't
so
be fake nice to everyone.
I've never had that. Maybe people know I'm gonna say no, so they've given up.
Maybe.
What if I make a burner account with your name and picture and then sign you up for games?
Sue has asked for forgery because that's basically forgery.
It's true.
It's okay.
Stolen identity, forgery, basically the same thing.
Well, my friends from the Chris Gethard show got me into Survivor. Like, I would not be here.
No way! This lore
show gave
so
you everything.
Deep.
Well, that's I mean, it's crazy. Like, it gave me, I think, a lot of great connections in the TV industry. Like, it gave me, like, you know, I wouldn't be literally sitting in the apartment I live in right now with my significant other if it weren't for this show, right? So it's like this huge thing. And I still look back on it fondly, but I think the last couple of years were like such a disaster and something I wasn't really interested in. And I just think it's so funny now that like people from Like, people don't know this part of me, and now it's come full circle to the point where somewhere like Matt Scott or that fucking meme can go around, and I have to be like, oh Christ!
Oh
Like,
no, I didn't know it was a meme.
oh,
When
Chappelle's tweeted
people
it like 5 times apparently.
Yeah, that's how I saw
Chappelle
it.
tweets 10,000 times a day. I can't keep up.
That's the
My
only
eyes
reason
can
I
only
saw
move so
it.
much in one day. I can only read so many
Oh
words.
man, that was a story. That's probably the best story we've gotten on this podcast. 11
No, for
episodes. I'm not
real.
gonna lie,
Isaiah,
pretty
new
good.
podcast idea. When we have a guest on, we need them to explain like their most impactful lore.
That
Right.
I agree. Like that was crazy. I don't know how we can one that up, Nicole. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't think I can really go there. Like when I was doing my thing with Drag Race, as I alluded to earlier,
Mhm.
I did fly a little close to the sun, but at least like I mean, I got good friends out of it, but I don't know if I was too close for it to be tainted because like I can still enjoy it. Like
Were
the
you
thing
working on the
about me is
show?
I no, I knew a lot of people who were on
Oh,
the
okay.
show from like being in the fandom, but like
Yeah.
that was before like we had boundaries in that space. Like I
Okay.
was like talking to drag queens, like that kind of thing, like running fan pages, like
I
yeah,
didn't
and I
know
was
that.
like way too young to like be unsupervised in that space,
How young?
Can I tell
but it's
you?
like when yeah, when
Oh,
they
go
talk
ahead,
about
Nicole.
drag queens, I'm like, you don't know that I was there. I was in the trenches for Jinx
Right.
Monsoon.
Well, that's what's so funny to me is like I think that what people don't realize is that um fandoms always go through this phase where at first it's niche enough where you can interact with the little people and you can
Yeah.
interact with like the smaller fans, and then it just gets so big that you have to set boundaries. You have to say,
Yeah.
actually, I'm so sorry, but like I cannot you know, the a community that went through this, and I don't think anyone will know this, is the McElroy brothers and my brother and me. Their podcast got so big that they basically had to like, you know what I found was really interesting is they had to stop doing live Q&As at their live shows. They had to just have people send in questions because people were getting too out of pocket. And
People
I
are
think that's
weird.
yeah, I think that's the line is like people get too out of pocket on these shows and they like have the parasocial relationship. It starts to form, and that's when you have to say, no, never mind. Don't talk to me. Like we can't be buddies.
No, it's a universal thing. I'm sure with the Pokemon world that Isaiah is very familiar with. He can he can speak to it
I'm
as
sure
well.
Twitch streamers go through it, all the time. Like everybody who like is streaming, like whatever kind of video game you are, at a certain point, your fandom gets so big that you can't, you have to make that boundary very clear between
There's
you
a
and your
couple
fans.
people from that community um, that I still talk to this day. Actually, that even crossed over into this world because it wasn't just Pokemon. First of all, it was called Total Pokemon Island, right? So it was like a combination of Pokemon and Total Drama Island and like series or whatever, right? See Dylan Andrews, I know him from there.
Oh my gosh.
Jake Schwartz, I know him from there. This guy, I think he made Survivor Maryland, or he was one of the people. His name was like Anders Norberg or something.
The ledge. I love Anders. Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
the biggest creator in that community. I'm gonna see how many views he got. Like
Wait, you
let
have
me
to send
see.
me that though, because I'm gonna make fun of him for it
I
later.
Oh, for real? Say
I love
this. He
him.
probably doesn't even know who I am. That video, his channel has like thousands of subs because this was when like YouTube, like you could like blow up. Well, like this is before they got bought out by Google.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
the first episode has 159,000 views. Like that's how
Oh my
big it
gosh.
was. Like it was getting emotion, okay? But it was just like stupid like Pokemon or like PowerPoints or whatever. But yeah, like you really be meeting people just through the internet. It's pretty crazy
Can I tell you
nowadays,
though?
man.
I think what I've learned through like meeting people through Survivor and all these situations is like you got to be normal. Like, when people come off reality TV, they're just still normal people who just happen to be on television. And I think that so often we get the celebrity of being on television confused with like, so they know how to treat normal or like little people, right? Whatever. They were just on TV, they just got off TV, and sometimes I think people are good at setting boundaries or bad at setting boundaries. I mean, I think about all the boundaries that Taylor had to set after she got off Big Brother. Like, I think that people in fandoms just like, obviously you can tell them to chill out and they're never going to chill out, but it's a really hard like line to find the happy medium for it, I think, in a lot of ways.
I agree. Listen, I've been a lot more like vocal, and stuff like that. Like maybe if it's like a little too toxic at this point, I don't know. But like I feel like I'm very anti-stan nowadays. Like I'm a very stan hater. I love the people. I don't love the people that are following them. So it's like, um, yeah, like it gets like borderline like really like obsessive to the point where like shout out to Tiffany Mitchell and all those people, but like everyone loves them, and then if they do one thing they don't like, everyone's like, F you, I hate you. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm anti fan bases and stands at this point. Like I'm personally like I can be a fan or like like a stan of somebody, but it's like I'm not going to go to the point where like I'm like stalking every point of their life. And it's not even just like reality TV. Like damn, Nicki Minaj fans are crazy. Okay, like the Taylor Swift fans. All
Don't
you
get the
people are
Taylor Swift
crazy.
girlies on me. They're gonna kill me.
No,
The
yeah,
bars are
like
more
we should stay safe.
dangerous. But yeah.
Barb's will literally go into the tweet. Someone will be like, "Rest in peace, Dad," and they'll be like, "Nikki ended him."
Yeah. Listen, I went to war against Barb's for like 3 days straight one time,
For what
and
cause? How what
it
was
was
so valuable?
I saw it was like high school, and I was like in a trolling mood, but I felt it. So at the time, like Nicki Minaj was like the only like female rapper that was like really doing anything. Like other than her was like Iggy Azalea, and like they got her out here quickly.
Those
You know
were
what I'm
dark
saying?
times. Dark
Yeah.
times.
So this is around the time that like Cardi B is coming out and City Girls coming out and Megan's coming,
Mm.
all these new female rappers coming out, and I was like, yo, I was like, Nicki's really slacking because I was like, all these new people are coming out and like they're going to take her spot. She don't stop playing around. And at the time, Cardi B was really on top of the world.
Mm.
I don't know who retweeted it. I don't know who posted it in what group chat, but I look at my phone an hour later and I'm like getting thousands of barbs on my account, like saying F you. They're going to my SoundCloud like your music sucks. They're like all these people are coming out of my life, and I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go to war with these people. So I started like responding to every single last one of them.
Oh my
Some people were
gosh.
like coming at my credits. I was like, I
Not
posted
your credit score.
like, yo, I was really at war because I needed to show people that I was
Yeah.
like, yo, you can't troll me. And to the point where most of those people blocked me, or they just let it die. And like I randomly a couple weeks ago went back on that tweet. Most of those accounts got like suspended from Twitter. So it's
For
really
terrorism,
funny. Probably. But like barbs are crazy, bro. Like, all right, don't have a good relationship with the barbs. Like we go to war pretty frequently. So yeah.
That's scary war. You must be so tough.
No, it built me different.
You're a veteran. Yeah, you're a veteran.
You're a veteran of the Barb War.
That's why Gabler was doing that challenge for you.
Leave Gabler out of it. He's been through enough.
The alligator. Okay.
Oh,
He's been through enough, such as supporting veterans. That it's a lot to support veterans.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Naomi.
Something I want to I want to add another lore story to the mix, but I also want to hear some lore stories from y'all. I want to talk about the most embarrassing breakup I ever had, and then I want to hear from you. So
think about it.
I'm
sad.
I went to band camp as a kid for 4 straight sleepaway summers. I played the saxophone and the bassoon and whatever.
Lisa Simpson coded.
You know how we had an ornament of Lisa Simpson on my family Christmas tree. So I was dating a guy from band camp. He's a lovely young man. We'll call him Dave because that's his name. And we dated for like about 6 months. And then I kind of got what we would now describe as the ick. And I didn't want to date him anymore. He was also, respectfully to him, like a kind of like a born again Christian. And I was like, I'm Jewish and my dad's vaguely Christian of some kind. Like I was very much like, no, I'm not going to your church with you, babe. Sorry. And so I was like, okay, I think things need to end. And he lived in Pennsylvania, so I didn't see him very often, which I think in retrospect is silly because Pennsylvania is a lot closer to New York than I remember it being when I was like 17, 16. So I should have seen him more. Maybe I was even 15. I have to do the math. But we're dating, and he is able to come to New York City for New Year's, around New Year's, to see a Broadway show with me. And so my mom decides that we're going to go see a Broadway show with his family, his whole family, like mom, dad, brother, my mom, my best friends, and one of their moms. We're all going together to see a Broadway show. And I want to break up with him at this point in time.
Ooh.
And so we go to see the show. And the whole time I'm kind of like, I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to pretend that I want to still be with him. I find him embarrassing. I love him now, but I found him so embarrassing right in that moment in time where I wanted to get rid of him. And at the intermission, he tries to give me a necklace, and he pulls me aside, tries to give me a necklace, and I just went, no, I can't. I like I ran away from him. I was just like, panicking in myself.
Naomi.
And my friends chewed me out for that. Don't worry, my friends like yelled at me. They're like, no, you can't.
Sounds like a Disney Channel original movie.
Girl, I was freaking out. And so I still have the necklace, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God.
And I felt so bad, and we broke up like a week or two later, and it was just like the most mortifying thing in the world, and I felt so bad for him. Like, I was being a bitch, but I felt so bad for him, and like, what a time to be alive, to just like, now I feel like I could handle breaking up with somebody, but back then my brain was just like, get rid of him. Like, I couldn't figure out how to get him off of my tail. I felt so bad. And of course, now I'm like, an adult living in New York City, and I think I would kill to watch a teenager dump another teenager at a Broadway show. I would live for that.
That would make my whole day. Ugh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe your first ick wasn't the fact that you met at band camp, but go off.
Oh no, I thought he was like one of the cutest boys at band camp. He was like my first kiss. I was so psyched that a boy liked me. I was like, fuck yeah, this rules. Like, I'm finally a woman or whatever. And then, as I was just like, oh, the second, God love him. Listen, he's married now, so I can say this story. My high school boyfriend Skylar, at my 16th birthday party, like, played me a song on a guitar, and I wanted to die on the spot. I
in front of people?
To evaporate. What's that?
Was it in front of people?
Yeah. I hated it, and I love him, but he wasn't a good singer, so I think that's why I really I just hated it.
How do all the simps find you? Like, I've had a lot of boyfriends, but they all hated me. Like, at least you have boyfriends that really like you.
Yeah, until you're trying to get them to dump you on a school bus, and they won't, and you're like, please, I don't want to be the one to reveal that I don't want to keep dating you.
I can only just think of Naomi like running out. I can't do this. Runs out, and then like this music plays while she's running in slow motion. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I'll find a photo and I'll add it to the overlay while we're
I Found My Own Way by Vanessa Hudgens.
I gotta go my own way. I hope we don't get a copyright strike because I sound just like her.
I sent my friend a TikTok of two people doing like the drunk what I've been looking for, and then he just wrote back, we can do this better, and I was like, that's exactly why I sent this to you. This is exactly what I meant. Like, they
matched your energy. Thank God. I'm so nervous when I'm like, can we learn this like stupid dance? Like, the feeling of rejection when you ask about something stupid, like, that's the worst. Yeah, it's like, oh, I already took a lot of courage to ask you if you want to like do this TikTok challenge with me, and now like that you've rejected me, it's even worse. Just do it. You knew it took a lot of bravery.
I have a story about that, but we'll cycle back to it later.
We'll cycle back.
Who's got an embarrassing story?
Your turn, Nicole.
My embarrassing story. Well, when I was in college, my senior year, I remember it was over the summer. I was working at the school. Not working at the school. I was living at school. I was in the dorm, and I really wanted to go out and smoke a fat, you know what I was trying to smoke after work. And so I get home, I roll my little thing. It looks like a McDonald's French fry all lumpy. I go out, I'm in my cute little like jean shorts because it's summertime. I have a cute little shirt on. And as I'm walking out, I see a bunch of like freshmen getting a tour of the building with this guy that I kind of had a crush on. I was single this year of college. So I go out, smoke my little doobie, come back in, and I'm like really high as a kite. It was a long day at work. And I saw the guy I had a crush on smelling like doobie because they just happened to be walking out, and my fly was down. You said embarrassing story. I was really on the spot, and that was the first one I could think of. And now he's at medical school and he's going to be a doctor. And I have a lovely boyfriend, so it worked out.
Right.
But like someone should have just said XYZ, somebody at the smoke spot. Well, it was kind of just me. That's how you know that no one was living in the dorm over the summer but me. That's why I kind of had to keep myself occupied. But yeah, I should have
It's gonna
examined
be
my
like,
zipper.
hey, I remember this one girl. She had her fly down. You're like,
I could have been dating a doctor if I didn't, like why was the tour so long? I thought, oh, they just were getting in the building, they'd be on the floors. But no, the tour was over. They're being let out. And I was like, this is the lovely things the school can offer. You can get your
Crazy,
first
bro.
experience with marijuana right here at our school.
Oh, so that's what it do be. Let me stop playing.
What, girl?
When YouTube is like, this is not approved.
Not a
No, it's
monetizable
cool.
podcast.
They can't.
Okay,
take,
well,
like,
you
the
can
goal
censor
from
me.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
can
I have-
like Venmo request me $5 for the editing fees or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, I have the photo. You guys ready for this?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's go.
Are you at fucking the Ferrera in Little Italy?
No, I think we're at like one of those like
Broadway
What were they
restaurants, like on
called?
like 46th.
no, you know, like the fast casual, like a place where you could get like a panini that's been like wrapped in a cabinet for like 5 days in the front.
Like a
glass
Pret
room.
Manger?
Yeah, but like they used to be called something else in New
Le
York
Pain
City.
Quotidien?
No, not the like
Is that
breaded ones, but like
French?
I'm just saying random words in French, and Naomi's like,
Oh my
yup,
God,
yup.
bro.
No, I'm
I
kidding.
like,
I don't speak
you know those
French.
like random like express delis that you see all over New York, like one of those where it's
The
Like a
mom and
cafe
pop.
metro.
Yeah.
yeah, like
deli.
a cafe metro, like where you could sit down and eat because you're a tourist and you don't know where to go, but also like if you needed to get lunch at work, you could get it. You know.
Yeah.
Valid. I helped some French tourists today. I went to one of those places where you fill up a box and like you pay per pound. And this woman in the most broken English ever, she's like, $11. I'm like, it depends how much it weighs. Yeah, it was really broken for both of us. I probably sounded totally xenophobic explaining back to her how it worked.
Not xenophobic.
But she asked me for help, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
That happens all the time to me where like someone will be like, "Do you speak Spanish?" And it's like, "Okay, well, it depends on what you want to know. Like
Yeah.
if you're going to ask me a number, I could figure it out. But if you're going to ask me something larger than that, no, I have no idea what you're going to ask me.
Uno, dos, tres. That's it.
I can figure out street numbers."
I have a story. I was trying to find a Snapchat that I made,
Ooh.
but
Ooh.
I have like Snapchat for like years, so I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, so there was this one this music festival I went to, right? It's called May in America. Which
Oh, I've heard.
it's in Philly, right? And it was crazy. So this is dark times, but like, all right, so music, this is the SoundCloud era, right? I'm waiting to see at the time Tekashi 6ix9ine, right?
Oh,
This is
Lord,
his
sweet Jesus
first
Christ.
time. This is his first time, right? He was performing in the U.S. He was a menace on Instagram and all that. And he's like damn near like 2 hours late. You know what I'm saying? Like we're waiting, we're sitting there. Meek Mill eventually comes out, not with him performing though, but at the time before the box, before he was anybody, Roddy Ricch comes and performs, right? And he was like a nobody at the time. Everyone was like, "Boo! We're 6ix9ine, boo!" Whatever. So like we're still standing. I'm like, yo, he's not coming. So me and my friends, we go to Juice WRLD set. He was still like
Rest in peace.
Yeah, but like we're standing over there waiting and stuff, and then I just start seeing a bunch of people running to the main stage. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Everyone's like, oh, 6ix9ine's out, boom. So first of all, before we even get there, so the 2 hours I'm standing there, it's blazing hot, like 80-some degrees. I'm not hydrated. I'm tired of shit. I'm sweating my ass off. I'm like, yo, like I'm like barely standing up. Like I feel like for the first time in my life, actually, I'm about to pass out because of dehydration. So watch the
You
Juice
got that
WRLD set.
in your mouth.
Yes, but we're running back. You know what I'm saying? We go to the thing. Like I'm a big mosh pit person. I was like, I like getting lit. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. So afterwards, he performs everything. I'm really tired, but like I keep it up. We're standing around. I think we're waiting for Meek. It was either Meek Mill's about to perform or Jay-Z, one or the other. It's still blazing hot out. I'm like, yo, like everyone can see, like I'm like barely standing. I'm like left and right, like I'm about to pass out. I'm asking people for like water. No one had water. One random dude. This is the only time I've ever done this in my life. Was like, yo, you look like you need something to drink. Pulls out like a water bottle and gives it to me. I'm like, hey, thanks, but down it. Just down his water bottle. It was liquor. It was like
Oh
vodka, bro.
no!
So
Oh, my stomach
How old are
hurts.
you?
I don't remember. That's
Old
why I was looking
enough.
for the
Old
Snapchat. Yeah,
enough.
I was looking for the Snapchat. I couldn't find it, but I was like drunk as hell afterward. It was like straight like vodka, but like it was too late. I was thirsty, and like I dead ass just like down it. And now I'm dehydrated. I can barely stand, and I'm drunk. I'm like, I gotta go. So I miss Meek Mill. Whatever. I'm walking back.
Ooh.
I somehow end up with like chicken fingers, and then I look up and I don't know where I'm doing. So I'm at some stage. This was the Snapchat I was looking for. I have like Snapchats of me. I was like, yo, I don't know where I am. And then like I started filming around. Like I don't know if you know who Louis the Child is, but like
Of
that's my first
course.
time hearing Louis the Child because I was like at their set. I was just like, yo, this is crazy. So but that was crazy. Like I downed some random guys like liquor, and like I didn't even know what was going on, but I was down bad.
Well, that's the state you have to be in to see Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
You have to be blacked out off your ass.
Listen, it was a different time though. He was entertaining.
know.
It was a different time.
But even back
What's
then,
this one?
like Juice, like you got to see Juice.
I mean, I've seen Juice 2 times after that. So it's
Well,
okay.
that's 2 more times than I'll ever see him. Rest in peace.
Sad days.
Yes.
Um,
Where is
I
he
guess that's
from? He's not
fair.
from New York,
He's
right?
from Chicago. He's from Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But no, that was a crazy
Because people
time,
around
man.
here, they do not let us forget about the death of Pop Smoke. I will always just be hearing, oh my God, what's the name? I feel bad. I'm just respecting his memory. She liked the way that I roar. You'll always hear that just down the street. That's how you know you're in Brooklyn.
Nicole, you're hilarious.
It's true.
Oh man. Shoot, we're like 37 minutes and I didn't peep. All right. Closing statements. Nicole, you first. Give me something.
I was able to what's it called? Like I went to a party on Friday after a concert and like I saw Cali Uchis. She was amazing. I was living my Latina girl fantasy, pretending like I know Spanish. Had so much fun. And someone was like, is that like your biggest concert of the year? And I got to be like, no, I'm seeing Beyonce. So I'm officially in Beyonce training mode. If anyone want to drop any songs, I was listening to some deep cuts today. I'm preparing for because anything could be on this set list, and I know she's gonna outdo Taylor. This set list will be more than 3 hours, so I have to start exercising. I know Beyonce's on the treadmill right now singing her songs, so I need to be doing the same.
Right,
but
you
yeah,
need to
full
be,
Beyonce
like,
training mode.
shaking your ass while on a treadmill, while in a handstand. Like you gotta.
Yes,
really
thank you. Prepping
Mhm.
outfits. We're rhinestoning in our sleep.
Rhinestoning.
So yes. If anyone has any advice or want to send good vibes, I'm in full preparation for the next 2 months.
I'll be sending you good vibes every day of the week.
Thank you. But that's my closing statement because you always got to end on Beyonce.
All right. How about you, Nicole?
Ah!
Ooh.
Ah! Oh!
I just mixed the names again. Oh God, I was this close. Naomi. You see, but look, this time I didn't call Nicole.
Happens.
I almost called Nicole Naomi, but I didn't do it at this podcast. This time I called Naomi Nicole. You know what I'm saying?
You were close, but not close enough.
Close.
I'll take it. I get called. It's funny. I worked. My coworker's Natalie, and she and I used to be like a team, like doing everything. And so it'd be like, I'd send an email and be like, "Thanks, Natalie," and I'd be like, "Damn, they only read the first 2 letters, and they got tired." It's fine. I used to get called. So my last name is Calhoun, and teachers in school used to write Naomi Campbell on like hall passes because they would write the CA and then they would just get distracted and forget. And like in my head, I was like, why am I getting called Naomi Campbell so much? Like respectfully, I get it in the name, but like she and I are a world apart. You know what I mean? Like completely, I would say opposite ends of the Naomi spectrum. So it's very funny to always get called that. And I kind of love it. I hope I meet her one day. There's a TikTok I saw that was this woman at the Met Gala just yelling, "Fuck you, Naomi!" And I really wanted to save it and like kind of
I
meme it.
saw.
And I kind of wanted to save it as like a meme for like, you know, people when I don't post a new episode of my
I need to
partner's
go
vlog.
find
Shut
that now.
up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Fuck
Tyra
you,
Banks
Naomi.
be like, "Fuck you,
Exactly.
Naomi."
It was just Tyra Banks in elaborate makeup, pretending to be homeless
Um,
again.
I
Yeah,
remember your name because you and Josh both have the same last name. So I'm like, all
I
right,
know.
Captain.
I was
But
like,
Yeah.
Josh
Josh is
who?
way more legendary than I am, I
Just
think.
shut up. All right, bet.
All else. Okay, I've been rewatching the Hunger Games with my boyfriend. So if anybody wants to DM me about the Hunger Games, go ahead. Because those films, I'm back in 2014 Tumblr mode. So just send me a DM. You know what I mean?
Her, as you should.
Are you a PETA
Fuck those
girly? Are
kids.
you a Gala girly? Are you wrong and you're a Gala girly? Just like let me know. Josh
I don't know
Hutcherson, hit me up.
that trailer for that next movie don't look too good. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow, you didn't like it? I mean, the book. This is where it got me. Is I saw that trailer and I was like, oh, I've never read the book. I really like the Hunger Games. I guess I'll read the book. So I read the book in like 2 days, and then I watched the trailer again, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. But I don't know. I think that the problem. This is like, of course, the like leftist in me is like, I think the problem with movies and the industry that I work in is they like to simplify stories that I think are meant to be complex and meant to be very radical and complicated.
That
and
part.
have a lot of depth when it comes to like the frustrations with war and the frustrations with violence. And instead, they go like, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if this young woman kicked ass?" And you're like, "I don't think that's what these books were about." But they're like, no, it's totally what it's about. Anyways, here's a press junket. And you're like, well, you know what? I do love Josh Hutcherson. So I'll take it.
So I'm set. I'm sitting.
Yeah.
I'm
we all
present. I'm
got on
engaged.
that bridge to Terabithia together. You know what I mean?
Bro, when that girl fell off the bridge to Terabithia,
She was dumb as hell, bro.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Dana
it.
Sophia Robb.
There's a couple of like I think of like the Spiderwick Chronicles, Bridge of Terabithia, Percy Jackson, but like the girl in that book was like why are you trying? Like I think of the Nickelodeon version. Why are you trying to go over the bridge when it's raining crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like obviously, why are you using a rope? Like why are you? There's evil forces over the bridge. Like I don't know. I just didn't respect. She's dumb.
Don't question her spirit of adventure, even though it got
I
her killed.
I will
Cut her life dramatically
will.
short. She has a spirit of adventure that kid that
And that
watched her
spirit
die is
is
going to
in
carry
the
with him
underworld.
with the PTSD.
Yeah, you
That
know
spirit's
gif
on
of
the other
little kid
side.
who's just like the little kid who's like, oh my god, that was like me finishing that book in like my mom's minivan in like 4th grade and just being like, how could this happen? Like
Crying in the backseat, pretending not to, like trying not to be seen.
Yeah.
Listen, that spirit put her in the sky, and
Not the spirit in the sky.
I was just like the boy. I was like, why are you like putting all this expensive like paint in the water right now? Like this isn't gonna bring her back, bro. Like come on now. I don't know.
Did you ever there was a kid's version of Marley and Me and an adult version of Marley and Me.
Ooh.
And I ended up reading the adult version because I was like, oh, I want to read, you know, I know how it ends now. Like I want to read. And he talks a lot more about fucking his wife in that book than he does in the kids' version, let me tell you. I was like, what? Oh, got it.
So I will be reading.
Like in retrospect, you're like, I don't think they should advertise this book to kids, like, and then be like, okay, so it's a sad book where spoiler the dog dies, and then you're like, okay, I guess we should just whatever.
Just go read
Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Sorry. Oop. Smash them.
Okay. Well, that was good. That was a good one. What's mine? My closing statement. I don't really have one. I have. Well, let me check this text I just got.
Stand for something.
My opinion is. Oh, I have food downstairs. I got some Popeyes chicken downstairs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's something.
Me and my girlfriend, we're testing out like moving in together, right? So like, she's taking like trial weekends of like so like staying for like 4 days a week because she lives in Philly, so she has to drive all the way down there and back. But she brought home dinner today. I'm very happy. But no, you know it's cool. I have to like simple, like get used to like sharing a bed with someone, on a regular basis. Like she likes sleeping with people. Sometimes I'm like, she gets really hot. No, she gets really cold. I get really hot. So it's a
Yeah.
conflict sometimes. So I'm like, all right, you get two blankets. I get to keep the fan on, and then we lit.
Right.
So stuff
When you're
like
like
that.
the
We
toaster oven, yeah. It's hard.
exactly. We're trying to figure out that happy medium, but I
I
guess
think
that's my thing.
the most important thing about moving in together, because I was very scared when I moved in with my boyfriend the first time, and
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like, if you leave me, who will take the trash out? But I think the most important thing is to like. Sometimes you're gonna get told things about yourself that make you feel bad, like you didn't do the dishes or you didn't do this thing that I hope that you would do. But you got to remember that that person's telling you because they love you, and you're gonna do it for them because you love them. You know what I mean? You got to
Facts.
rebound and make sure that when you're doing things, you're doing it because you love them. Because you're also gonna find, I think, a lot of joy in the things that you can do for that person, like bringing them home dinner
Facts.
and cooking them something and making them breakfast, and that's the
Facts.
best part, I
Facts.
find.
You're saving marriages out here. You're saving my marriage before I even had a chance to ruin it.
Yeah, sorry.
Put you
I should
on
put on a t-shirt that says "Dump him." Sorry.
they should put you as one of the relationship experts on that show, Married at First Sight, because those love experts are not experts. I'm just
I
letting you know
watched a clip
that.
of a girl getting caught cheating on Australian Married at First Sight. I saw that on TV.
What?
It was like a video. They're like,
and I'm now watching this.
Should we go to the video type? We saw of your sick dog, and then it was like, it was like her. She was like, oh, I had to go home to take care of my sick dog in Perth. I'll be back
She was
later.
cheating on TV? That's
And
crazy.
like she's recording her the dog, and then like she puts the phone down, and there's just her kissing a guy. And she's like,
Damn.
"Oh, that's my brother." And you're like, "That's
The
not your brother." It's so
audacity.
crazy. It's so crazy. I'll send it to you.
That's crazy. The only season I've seen, the one chick and the guy, they're about to go on their honeymoon vacation. And then the one girl, she got arrested at the airport. Like she had a warrant for her arrest. He was like, well, my fiance just got arrested. I don't know what I got myself into. Even like the host, they were like, we did all the background screening. We didn't see this. Like, obviously you didn't, my friend. So it's like, I would never go on those shows. That's crazy, bro. But
That's nuts. Also, she didn't have TSA pre-check.
yeah.
Clearly.
And that bitch learned her lesson.
She learned a lesson.
Yeah. All right. We've been here for 47 minutes talking about nonsense. Naomi, thank you so much for coming on. You're more than welcome to come on here anytime you want. Where can people find you, Naomi?
You can follow me at Naomi Calhoun on Twitter, and at NAY_OH_MI on Letterboxd and on Instagram. I've been watching a lot of movies, and I love movies, so if you want to see my opinions, I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Such a good movie.
What do I think about it? Well, you'll just have to go to Letterboxd to find out. So
it's good. Spoiler alert. All right. It's pretty good. Yeah, my
Groot, not Groot. That's Minions.
Yeah, we go. Nicole, where can people find you?
I'm everywhere behind the secret. This is really the only thing I've been up to. There might be some VPR coverage over on RHAP coming up. So if you're into messy drama like the drama I foretold today, keep your eyes peeled for that dropping in a feed near you soon. I say maybe as if it's not like a thing that's happening. And yeah, follow me on the internet, but not in real life because that's creepy.
I forgot that I'm literally on I Don't Know About That this week.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, I was there recently. At some point, we were gonna do it together, but Naomi was too busy girl bossing.
I was too busy being a media mogul. Obviously,
you were bootsing and slaying and Frankie Grandeing all across this great nation.
That's crazy. I haven't been on I Don't Know About That for the first time in 3 seasons. I might have to send a text message about that because that's crazy.
Well, I don't know about that, but you should get that fixed.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I'm gonna have to have a little one-on-one meeting. That's kind of wild.
Should we go live for the finale in New York? Like right out, like
we can if you want. I don't know how that's gonna come. Me and Nicole might do a live episode recording. I don't know.
That'd be fun. That'd be really fun.
That'd be funny.
The mess that will happen.
You can find me at 8 Ball Bangers on everything. I'm wrapping up Big B can coverage, and I get to like chill for a couple of weeks. I'm very happy about that. So. You can find this podcast again in 2 weeks. We do this every once every 2 weeks on I think Monday we agreed to, but we change the day sometimes. So yeah, look out for that. And yeah, until next time, have a good one. Bye.